I like to call this January the 21st meeting to order and ask Commissioner, first thing, let's clear the air. I'm, I'm not Mr. Gooch, Chairman Gooch. Chairman Gooch is a slight, little bit more handsome than I am, but, so, he's under the weather and sick and can't be here tonight. Keep him in his prayers that he'll be okay. With that said, we ask Commissioner Kozalt to do our pledge, invocation and pledge allegiance.
Please bow with me. Gracious and loving God, our Father, which art in heaven, we thank you so much for this day, and we come today, God, just saying thank you for bringing us thus far. We're so grateful to you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us, for all of the bounty of your earth that you allow us to enjoy. And now, God, as we come to conduct your business, we want to thank you for Granville County and all the resources you've given us. Help us to be good stewards. Oh, God, we ask cover over our people, that we will be a community that's filled with love, and that our citizens will work and live together in peace and harmony. We're thankful for the holiday we celebrated, for the one who came and was a great servant, a drum major for peace. And so as we come today to be used in your service, we pray that you would allow us to be guided by your Spirit, so that all we say and do will be pleasing to you. It is in your holy and righteous name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Please stand and join me. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to thank you, Commissioner Kozalt, for right now. We'll move on to agenda item number 1, consent agenda. Can we get a motion?
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second. If a motion by Commissioner May, second by Commissioner Karen. Are there any questions? All in favor, use the voting sign aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving right on to recognition. The purpose of this item is to recognize the Campbell family for winning ABC Great American Life Right. We're going to call on Miss Angela. We'll ask the Campbell family to come forward too.
You didn't bring the trophy? Oh my gosh.
Did she forget this, or she just did?
She forgot.
Drew has the handheld mic. And he has the clicker.
Thank you, thank you. Just stay right here. I'm gonna stand on this end. Y'all fill on in right here. This is not about me.
Aye.
As far as media and putting
Larry Thomas. Please come forward and state your name and address, please.
Make sure you turn your mic on.
Make sure you turn your mic on. Okay.
I'm Larry Thomas. I live at 207 East Front Street in Oxford, North Carolina. And I'm here to talk about the Granville County Fuller Center house for sale. I'm here tonight representing, let me read what I wrote. I'm here tonight representing the Granville County Fuller Center for Housing. We are a nonprofit organization whose mission is to provide affordable housing to local residents. We have just completed a modular home on the corner of King and Kingsbury Street in Oxford. It is a 1,380 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open floor plan. Our asking price is $250,000, and we are not financing the purchase. While any local resident can apply to purchase the home, our first choice would be a teacher with the Granville County Public School System who has resided in Granville County for at least 5 years. Secondly, our preference would be for a local resident employed by the local, state, or federal government, but anyone is welcome to apply. We encourage anyone interested in applying to ride by the home. Our contact information and application form is available on our website, www.granvillefullercenter, all one word, all small letters.com, or you can go to our Facebook page. Thank you for your time and an opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Next, we have Ms. Danielle Hayes.
Well, hello again, commissioners. Good evening, county manager. I just want to start off for thanking you all so much for coming out for the school tours today. I truly appreciate the support that you guys give to our students and our staff and our schools. So thank you so much for that. In case you didn't hear the news, I just got the phone call, so school will be remote tomorrow. So that's good news. We're going to keep all the kids safe at home. I did want to just briefly touch on the letter that hopefully you guys have all seen by now, possibly signed. I know that County Manager Cummings is going to be talking about that later in his County Manager report. So I did want to tell you, so I don't speak for the entire board, but I am legislative chair. So I did write the letter that you guys have seen. And I thought that it was important to advocate for the staff raises to the General Assembly. So we're going into the long session for the General Assembly, and so they set their budget for the next 2 years. And the beginning teacher salary in North Carolina is just $41,000. So I don't know if you guys can imagine, I'm sure that you can imagine what it would be like to try to, live on that type of salary today. But it's hard to imagine that you could do that as, like a single household. And so when I was going to some political events back before the November election, I actually went to the statewide superintendent, where they had the two candidates. And so this was actually something that both of them agreed on, that the beginning teacher salary needed to be much higher, and they both actually said the number 50,000. And so that is how I landed on that number for the letter to the General Assembly. I felt like it was a really good, strong number, not too big of a jump, but something that hopefully everybody could get behind. And then also included in the letter is an ask for all certified and non-certified staff to get a raise of 5%. And so I felt like the other reason this is really important for a small district like ours is that, you guys know this, we have to provide a local supplement to be competitive with neighboring districts like Wake and Durham. So I feel like if we could just get the General Assembly to up their contribution some, it would take the pressure off of us smaller districts, not just Granville, but small districts all across the state, because not everybody is Wake or Guilford or Mecklenburg. But take the pressure off of us to provide those supplements so that we could be able to use that local money for the things that you saw today, the boilers and the chillers and the roof replacements and all the things that the state doesn't cover. And I want you guys to know that, we brought resolutions to you before, and those things are seen at the state level. I have a contact that sits on the State Board of Education, and because of our ESL resolution last year, they are considering changes to the English as a Second Language program. So, and they're also considering a statewide cell phone policy. So they do see the things that we do here in Granville, and it's affecting change at the state level. And so I really appreciate your support on that. I wanted to make one suggestion about what you guys do here on your agenda. So I thought it would be really nice if you could move your board member comments to the beginning or consider doing that. I watched the board meeting from the beginning of the month, and I've often been here. And so I stay till the end because I love to hear what you have to say, what you've been up to for the month. And I just think it would be great if they could be at the beginning when everybody is still here. So, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to our joint session on Monday. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next item relate to purchasing. We are asking Chris to Moran to come.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Board. I come before you tonight to consider the lease agreement for Panasonic Toughbooks replacement for the Granville County Sheriff's Office in compliance with the Granville County Information Technology Policy. Granville County's Information Technology Policy prescribes replacement of computer equipment every 4 years to ensure optimal security and productivity. The current Panasonic Toughbooks were purchased in 2019 using the Sheriff's Office special funds and are due for replacement in accordance with this policy. Granville County IT Department has worked with Law and Order Technology, and Law and Order Technology has partnered with Panasonic to provide the Toughbook as a service agreement. This partnership enables the Granville County Sheriff's Office and the IT Department to seamlessly upgrade and replace all Toughbooks at an affordable annual rate with a flexible 5-year term. Attached to the agenda item is a proposal from Law and Order Technology for the lease of 54 Panasonic FZ55 Toughbooks and 11 Panasonic FZ-G2 Toughbooks. The proposed annual cost of this lease is $46,401.93. Law and Order Technology is an authorized Panasonic vendor under the North Carolina State Contract 204B, and funding is available in the current year under the Information Technology hardware budget. It is my recommendation as the Information Technology Director approve the Panasonic Toughbook as a service agreement in the amount of $46,401.93 annually, and that the Board of Commissioners authorize the county manager to execute the contract once it is finalized by the county attorney. And I can take any questions on the lease if you have any.
Anyone have any questions?
I do, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Brain, 2 questions. Does that price include any of the updates? I'm assuming over that 4-year period, there are ongoing updates that have to be performed.
Yeah, so internal software updates will be done by the IT department. Any hardware issues with the laptops throughout the lease term, it's as simply as calling Panasonic, telling them we got a hardware issue. They will send us a new unit. We send the other unit back. It doesn't change the lease cost.
So they swap out, no questions asked.
Yes, sir.
And any updates and that service and updates are covered in that price
Yes.
for a period
Yes.
of 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair. Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
What if one is damaged, replaced?
As like a complete accidental damage where the whole unit's messed up, it's covered under the lease.
Okay.
It's the exact same lease that is used by Highway Patrol.
What is the means of accountability for inventory purposes?
So the internal IT department, the Granville County IT department, is doing their own assessment and inventory of all these units as part of the assets of the IT department.
So that would be on a yearly basis?
Yes, it's actually quarterly right now.
Okay, good, thank you. That's all.
That brings up another question, Commissioner May. What if that one of them loses? What if one is lost?
So with these particular units, they have the air cards built into the units with the GPS on the units themselves. So we'll be able to watch where the units are if they get misplaced.
Okay, thank.
I do got a comment there, Mr. Jay.
Go
You
ahead.
mind, sir?
Go ahead.
I want to, this is for the public. You know, I expect our law enforcement agency here to have good equipment. The role on this board is to ensure that our men and women have the equipment that keeps them safe, that keeps them functional, that keeps them upgraded. It doesn't look well when our law enforcement are operating with senior technology, senior equipment, and not have the functionality that's expected in a modern law enforcement agency. So I know that from time to time things come up that, you know, that this is costing, that's costing, we need this, we need that. I think every commissioner on this board, when it comes to public safety, realizes that it's our role to ensure that we do the very best for two areas. And actually, Ms. Hayes was here for education. We feel the same way about education. That we do what we can do to make sure that we have the very best that we can, which is physically responsible for us to be able to do within the budgets that we create. And so with that, and unless there's another comment from a commissioner, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second motion.
Motion by Commissioner May, second by Commissioner Ozark. Approve the motion. Are there any questions, comments? All in favor, use both sign aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Mahado is one of my constituents. I make a motion we approve.
Second.
It has been motioned by Commissioner May, second by Commissioner Williford. Are there any questions on the motion? All of those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any those opposed? Likewise. Motion stand approved. All right. Next one is the cardboard. Cardboard to Regional Council of Government Board of Directors. David Smith would like to resign, and his appointment to the board, and appointment will be needed to be made for this replacement.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we appoint Tony Cozart, Dr. Cozart, to Mr. Smith's vacancy.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. Clerk, we want to go ahead and make all of them at this time, or one individually at a time?
One at a time.
I'll second
Any,
Commissioner Mays.
any motion that Commissioner Kozol, it is second, a motion by Commissioner May, that Commissioner Kozol be appointed to that board, second by Commissioner Williford. Are there any questions? All in favor, use the voting sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed have the same right. Ayes have it and stand approved. Next one is Veterans Affairs Committee. We need to make appointment for the purpose of Granville County Veterans Affairs Committee to advise the Granville County Veterans Service Officer on the issue concerning veterans.
Mr. Chairman, I think the vacancy is in my district.
It is District
And
5.
so I've been approached by a gentleman who's already on the board and serves at an at-large position. And I would like to nominate him to fill the vacancy in District 3 of Mr. David Sella. So I'll make a motion to put David Sella in the District 3 position.
I'll second that.
It's been motioned by Commissioner Griffin to appoint David
Sella.
Sellers to the position. Second by Commissioner Wilford. All in favor, use voting sign aye.
Aye.
All opposed have the same right. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before you move on, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint from District 5 Josh Allen to fill a vacant seat in District 5.
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
It's been motioned and motion. Did I get a second?
Motion
Motion by Commissioner May to appoint Josh Allen.
Yes, sir.
Second by Commissioner Kozol. Are there any questions? All in favor, use voting sign aye.
Aye.
All opposed have likewise. Motion stand approved. Josh Allen. Right? Okay, all right. Okay, moving on to the next is the county managers. Huh? County manager.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, thank you, and good evening, Commissioners. Really, the only item I have tonight is to kind of introduce or reintroduce the letter of support requested by the Board of Education. This has been circulated among commissioners and received significant support just kind of internally and by email. And so tonight, if it's the board's pleasure to officially endorse that letter, that can be sent in on Granville County's behalf. I would just like to echo Ms. Hayes's comment that, really there are only two places where additional teacher pay could come from, right? The state or local tax coffers. And we're also acutely aware of the limitations that we have with our local taxes and the many claims that are made on what we do have. And so I think it's in our mutual interest, right, to kind of encourage the state to do what they can to make sure that all teachers in North Carolina are adequately compensated for the difficult and important work that they do. So with that, really, this is an item for the board to consider and discuss and approve if they like.
Mr. Chairman, I too want to commend the Board of Education working through this, and thank you, Ms. Hayes, for coming to share this tonight. And I'd like to move with enthusiasm that we would adopt this letter and she'll approve it being presented to the General Assembly for consideration.
I second.
It's been motioned and by Commissioner Cozart, second by Commissioner Griffin, that we approve this letter and send it on to our representative. Y'all heard the motion? Are you ready for the question?
Just a quick point. You know, I've been on this board for, 14 years now. And for 13 years, I've heard purpose and function. When we allocate money to the Granville County Public Schools or any school district in the state of North Carolina, it's purpose and function. We have no ability to tell them, this is the money we're giving you and you want you to use it for this specific item. They can do whatever they want with it. It's their money once they get it, school board. Danielle Hayes is a refreshing school board member. She actually wants to work with us. And just want to make sure that I mention that in this vote. This is a process that we're going through, and just want to say how much I appreciate this current school board. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the newly appointed folks or newly elected people that just got sworn in. I say newly. They got elected way back when and just got sworn in now. Are we moving towards, and it's just a question for the audience member, are we moving towards legislatively getting that aligned from a primary to a fall ballot?
Taking the temperature of board members previously, that was not something that was generally.
Okay. Sorry, got off topic. But just, again, I don't mean to delay the vote. I just want to make sure to mention, school board runs in the primary season, and then they have to wait all the way from, now it's March, right? March is the primary season, and wait all the way until December to get sworn in, as opposed to running in a general election as opposed to the primary season. But that's an aside. I just want to say again, I fully support this letter. And I think it's a great thing that the school board is finally, at least some members of the school board are finally coming around to realize that we need to work together.
And I'd like to echo Commissioner Karen's comments in regards to Ms. Hayes and the school board. It's not the first joint measure we've put forth as a board regarding how we can go about helping our schools. And we've also have had a continual voice with our legislators in regards on how we would like to help our school system, particularly when it comes to special need grants for schools, the SRO funding, and things of that nature. So we'll continue to work with our current legislator and other legislators, whoever will listen to our voice and be advocates for us in regards to these type of things. We're willing and able, and that's why it's important we go to these legislative meetings when we have them in the fall and the spring with the General Assembly to make sure that people are listening to our specific needs. So thank you, Ms. Hayes, for your hard work and the board's continued work. And another thing came up today in our meeting along this lines was the Holly agreement. And I want to make it really clear. The Holly agreement is that the schools will have priority on the field and so forth. So I just want to make sure I think everybody in this board knows that. I want to make sure everyone in the school board is aware of that, and that, that's not, we are going to honor Mr. Holly's legacy, but also the schools would continue to have that priority. Thank you.
Before anyone else said, give another comment and everything, let's carry the motion. All in favor, use the voting sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, have the same right. Ayes have it, stand approved. Thank you. Now we can get it, okay.
I would just like to also echo both Commissioner May and Commissioner Karen's comments. Our school board has had some tough decisions to make, and they have stood up and made them. I'd like to thank Ms. Hayes for being here. I'd also like to thank not just the school board, but the superintendent. They have really worked hard and realized there are things that need to be done that in the past probably have not been done, but they are now, and we look forward to moving forward with them. Thank you.
Okay,
No further items, Mr. Chair.
okay, thank you. Moving on.
Nothing this evening, Mr. Chair.
Moving right along. Next item is board members' comments and reports. We're starting with Commissioner Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Past couple of weeks have been really busy for me. We had a ribbon cutting, and then I attended last week the Essentials of County Government, which was a 2-day training class. And I appreciate Mr. Cummins and Ms. Evans and Ms. Todd for lining all that up so I could attend. It was really an eye-opening experience. It taught me a lot of things about being a county commissioner and what we can and cannot do. The laws affecting what we do up here. I felt like it was a really vital piece of information, along with the training that Mr. Cummins had set up for me to go through on the county level. So I just want to say I appreciate that. It was really enlightening, and I hope to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Griffin. Commissioner Kozol.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of comments. In recent weeks, just being able to get around to a few of our facilities, the health department there behind our hospital, the courthouse, and then today, really, so much regret that I missed the visit to South Granville High School, but went to way up. And I tell you, out of all the things they talked about with the facilities, one of the things I think that I left most impressed about was the school environment. And I know that means a lot to parents. It surely means a lot, when you're there, but to see the students and the orderly fashion that they were conducting themselves. And so it was very encouraging. And I want to thank everyone who supported the human relations, were able to support that on Monday morning over at the Oxford Baptist Church. And it's always good fellowship, and we had a good time celebrating his legacy. So, and all other MIK programs that went on. But it's been a busy time, but it's been a real good season, and it's good to see how so many different facets of our community are coming together, through Orange Street Center, through our schools, through our agencies, cooperative extension, and all the great things that are going on. So it's really encouraging to see how tax dollars are being put to good use. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, Commissioner May.
Yes, sir, Chair. Thank you. There were a lot of school events in December. I mean, it was just loaded up, but they were awesome. I stay continued encouraged about the good things I see in our schools and the things that we can build upon to maintain our student bodies and promote Granville County Public Schools. We have some a meeting with the Fire Commission and some more issues discussed. I'll bring back to the board on that in regards to some funding questions they have. We meet again tomorrow night. I would encourage commissioners, if they'd like to come tomorrow night. It's 6 o'clock here at the Expo. Am I correct? I'm correct about that, aren't I, Mr. Cummings? But I would encourage you to come to that, to hear their concerns. And at the same time, understanding that our foremost concern for the Fire Commission is the taxpayer and the services that we are contracting for the taxpayer. I appreciate the MLK breakfast yesterday and Dr. Cozart's message yesterday afternoon. I appreciate it, Dr. Cozart. Heartfelt. Don't always get to see Tony Cozart's passion, but I saw it yesterday, and it was good to see. I also have had some discussions with EMS and just really satisfied with with how we're improving in that area, and that we're very close to having 5 wagons on the road. We have 2 ALS QRVs, and we're staffing at peak hours at north and south. And so I'm pleased with the work that Granville Health and Mr. Purnell is doing on that, and hope to have more discussions with the Bureau of Prisons on regards to that. Also, regarding SROs. Mr. Winborn announced at the school safety meeting that I attended recently, and thank you for other commissioners as well, that we've been working with Oxford to see that they will bring along an SRO. So we're hoping that they'll follow through with that. It looks like they will. And so we're hoping that we will be able to place an SRO. They will be placing an SRO at Cradle Elementary and work through the details on that. And that benefits all when we have our local municipalities working on staffing SROs. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner May. Next we'll have Commissioner Kane.
I have nothing to add tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Next we have Commissioner Motto.
Couple of things. The MLK breakfast went very well. I'd like to thank Golden Corral of Roxborough for catering. The members of the HRC Commission were the service. Commissioner Jay and I did the grits and the bacon, along with several others, and it was a great turnout. I would say we had a full house, 250, 300, as many as could get in there. Dr. Jordan, Linda Jordan was the guest speaker. Our own Dr. Cozart was the MC, and as always does a fantastic job. I'd love to have his speaking ability. Dr. Jordan did a great job, and it was great to see the young people do the essays. They did a wonderful job. They really did. So that was really nice, and thanks to Oxford Baptist Church for hosting. It really was nice. It was nice to have the breakfast back. That always gets people out. Commissioner May, myself, and Commissioner Cozart met with staff at the courthouse. There's ongoing safety concerns as well as maintenance concerns there that we need to address and we will address. And we know that's been ongoing, and we've had conversations with the county manager, so those will be addressed as well. It was also nice to hear today that we will be able to have 2 SROs at the 2 high schools once they are combined. Is my understanding. So that will be great. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Willett. I'd just like to say today was an eye-opener. Today was this eye-opener, just like when I took the tour of the middle schools, the middle schools we had in the county. And I got the same feeling as I did when I took the tour of the middle school. Somewhere along the line, we had dropped the ball. Somewhere along the line, we got to catch up. And I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to do it. Our children is our future. Our children is our money. When I said money, to pay back to the community. We got to somehow or another instill in our children that they are the future. Well, they're not the future. They are our present right now. Gift. And when I went to the high school this time, when I passed by, I have passed by South Granville many days. Thought it looked good on the outside, but on the inside was count. What I seen today, it hurt my heart. But we're gonna find a way and work together with the school board to try to move forward. We can't keep walking into the new outside, and then our inside is dirty. And when I said dirty, I don't mean just dirty. I mean the way the facilities look on the inside is not like it is on the outside. And in other words, we got a lot of work to do. Also, just like with a good note that at our COT meeting, Commissioner May, DOT finally gave us the grant to do that microtransit. That is good. So, as soon as we can get everything squared away, we'll be starting up the microtransit. And I hope in a couple months.
He'll be coming, and someone will be coming and give us an update and
we
sharing some love on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I figure you would like that. And then too, I just like to also say that at the end of thank you, Danielle, for coming out, and all of for coming out in this weather as it is. If nothing else said,
I do. I have one more remark. We don't give enough, and I'm gonna say this. Gary Bowen is sitting up at the top, and you know he'll be out tonight if it's midnight or 1 a.m. We've got snow falling, and he's got a staff of what, 2 people, and we've got 300. How many 100,000 square feet? 400,000 square feet. So 9 buildings, 29. I'm sorry. So I just, again, I appreciate what you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. It may feel like it does, but we appreciate what you do.
yeah, we like to kudos. Gary, you've been doing a wonderful job. I know you've been shorthanded, but you've been doing a great job, and we appreciate it. You may not get the pat on the back from everybody, but hey, listen, life is like that. I know you have, and we appreciate it, Gary. Board members, don't forget our joint meeting with the Board of Education, Monday, January the 27th at 6:30. That's on Taylor Street, right? Okay?
They serve us up.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
They're going to give you a hot dog. Are there any other matter coming to attention?
Drive careful.
Good? Okay. If not, can I get a motion then we adjourn to our next meeting?
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
It has been motioned by Commissioner Williford, second by Commissioner May. That we stand adjourned. All in favor, you vote and sign aye.
Aye.